remember when I used to have to do that. Like whenever I got into it, that bullshit. And I used to just hate getting up in the morning and saying, oh my God, I wonder what somebody done tagged me in today. What did somebody say about me today? And that's probably going to go on for the next couple of days. The only thing is now I don't give a fuck because I'm still making my money and I'm still doing what I need to do. It must be really taxing for you not to be able to get on your live and address something, get off your live and then make a video about something else and nobody approaches you about the shit you did on live. I can do that. It's called regularly scheduled programming. It must be really hard for you. And then what you guys like to say, anybody can tell news. Why don't you do it? Try it. Try to do news. See how far you get. It's not as easy as it seems, honey. And to make it interesting, it's not as easy as it seems. And I want to make this abundantly clear before I go. In his voice, I want to make this abundantly clear. As far as the police situation and I Speak situation, I never spoke on it because it was not something that I wanted to speak on. But I've been watching it because I watch everything. I watch everything. You might think I don't know about it, but I know. It wasn't my place to speak on that. So I didn't speak on that. Just like I don't talk about things, like I don't get on here and make videos about, like, you know, like say for instance, something goes on with Keith Lee, like that whole little thing that went on Twitter. I'm Keith Lee's mutual. I don't get on here and talk about that. For it. So I never got on here and said nothing about that situation because I was waiting on him to tell us what happened that night, but he never did. He still hasn't. So make sure y'all tag me when he does. Tag me, you it. Matter of fact, I know somebody will send it to me. Tag me in when he tells you from the moment that he walked into that Airbnb what happened. I don't want to hear no roundabout story. I want you to say, I got to the Airbnb at 3:30. And while you at it, why don't you tell us why you were going to California for a protest and you never made not one video about it? A person with 1.5 million followers, you going to California for a protest to protest TikTok, but you never made not one video saying that you were going out there. You didn't make a video until you got there. You made a video and said that you was at the Airbnb. You showed the Airbnb, but you didn't show who you was with. Tell us that too. So answer those questions. What happened at the Airbnb the time that you got there? Since you won't let nobody ask you that question, since you claimed that the investigation is over, answer the question now. When you brought this situation on yourself, every fucking situation that happens to you, you brought it on yourself. You got your dumb ass on this internet and said that you had been federally cleared and there had never been no investigation. An investigation by your squadron is not an investigation by NCIS, you dimwit. You might could play fucking semantics with all these other motherfuckers that come over there and sit on your tank and suck it, but you can't get on that with me because I ain't never liked you. You can't do that to me. You can't play semantics with me. You can't play the wordplay with me. You'll never be able to get in the box with me and play games with me like that. Because before you play word games and wordplay with me, I'll overtalk your motherfucking ass so quick you will wish you never came over here, bitch. You can't play that with me. That's why you won't get in this box. You'll get in the box with everybody. You'll bring Police and Blaze over in your box. And then you will have Police on a string where she can't say what she want to say because she's afraid she's going to get dropped. That's what you did. I bet you won't get on the line with Petty Rowe. I guarantee you won't, because Petty Rowe from the country like me. Just like she told you that you couldn't shit on her business unless she gave you an enema with her own two hands. That's the way I have you over here. You can't come over here. They already know, baby, I've been doxxed. They already know they already know. They already know my address, honey. Yeah, he dropped out the box. He planned that. This is what Anthony does. This is what a narcissist and a master manipulator does. They take one thing that you may possibly have said and they take it and they run with it. And then they change the whole narrative on you to the point to where you'll never get to where you really want to go. Don't mute nobody, block them. Don't mute nobody, block them. Don't mute nobody, block the fuck out of them. He took that one situation where she said, which it didn't even fucking matter in the first place. It didn't matter. He took that one situation where she said, what did she say? She said, I didn't leave the NCIS interview. They actually left. He took that whole situation, 45 minutes. And he knew that police wasn't gonna want them to paint her as a liar, especially when it's something that can be proven with a video. It's exactly what he did. And then whenever they was finally getting to where she wanted to go, he dropped her. He sat there tried to bait her in with this, trying to look like he was not bothered by the things she was saying and all this kind of old stuff. Just like he said the investigation wasn't at Quantico, and then she pulled the thing up and showed that it was at Quantico. He couldn't say shit then. He couldn't tack on to that. So he tacked on to something else. Tell us what happened at the Airbnb. I'll be waiting. 3 o'clock, I got at the Airbnb. This is what we did next. This is what time Cuban arrived. Daewoo was already there. This person was already there. We decided that we go here. We decided we go there. And make sure you tell us about y'all being at the club that night. And make sure you tell us about the fact that your ass was pissy drunk. Cuban remembers it that way, but you don't even remember it because you were so pissy. Tell us about that. You wanted to do this. You wanted to keep bringing up my name, bitch. So now I'm here for you. Give us the whole timeline of what happened that day. Since you want to try this in the court of public opinion, because that's exactly what the fuck you did when you got on here and you said that you had been federally cleared. You wanted to try this. Like he said, the investigation wasn't at Quantico, and then she pulled the thing up and showed that it was at Quantico. He couldn't say shit then. He couldn't tack on to that. So he tacked on to something else. Tell us what happened at the Airbnb. I'll be waiting. 3 o'clock, I got at the Airbnb. This is what we did next. This is what time Cuban arrived. Daewoo was already there. This person was already there. We decided that we go here. We decided we go there. And make sure you tell us about y'all being at the club that night. And make sure you tell us about the fact that your ass was pissy drunk. Cuban remembers it that way, but you don't even remember it because you were so pissy. Tell us about that. You wanted to do this. You wanted to keep bringing up my name, bitch. So now I'm here for you. Give us the whole timeline of what happened that day. Since you want to try this in the court of public opinion, because that's exactly what the fuck you did when you got on here and you said that you had been federally cleared. You wanted to try this in the court of public opinion. You know what Polisa did? She was over there cussing out crackers, getting paid from crackers. I was actually watching Polisa when she was over there cussing fucking white people out and they was paying her to do it. Think I'm lying. Watch Polisa in them comments. Watch her in them comments. She ain't lying. Watch Polisa in them comments. Second that motion. Polisa, was you or were you not cussing out white people and they were paying you to do so? She had left his ass completely alone. He stood his ass in that stinking ass garage while he want to talk about Polisa's garage. When he sits in the garage, it make it make sense how you can talk about what somebody else does when you doing the same shit. You talking about police sitting in the garage every day, but you sitting in the garage every day. Does it make sense? It doesn't. You can talk about somebody else cheating on their wife, but we've seen what you've been doing on the internet, having an OnlyFans while you still married. I don't give a fuck if y'all on a separation or not. It ain't no way Dietrich is gonna get on here and embarrass me like that. But you got on here and you said that you had been federally cleared. Police are like, damn, I didn't even know it was an investigation. Damn, they ain't asked me nothing. I was the one who said that he assaulted me. How can there be an investigation? You did it to yourself. You handled that whole situation fucked up. Because quite frankly, all of y'all had manipulated Polisa. You apologized to her for your part in it, and she was just supposed to speed past that. She could never tell her story without I speak. She could never tell her story without talking to I Speak first. So she gave you the benefits and said, let me talk to him, because there are some things that I can't say about that night without talking about I Speak. So let me talk to him. They put her on a 3-way call. Polisa wasn't savvy enough to say, let me record this because motherfuckers on TikTok be recording shit. She wasn't savvy enough to do that, so she didn't record that very first initial phone call that they had. And that's when they had her. She got on here, that motherfucker, I'm sorry. She was on live. And I'm saying sorry because police ain't never crossed me wrong. They never said nothing bad to me. We ain't never had no problems. Because I don't get into that. She ain't never came to me and said, content creator, you need to stand up for me. She ain't never did that to me. She never did that to me. She knows that I do news. She hang on her shit. I hang on my shit. But let me get back to it. So they had a phone call. This is from what I know and from the screen recordings that I have. So they had the little phone call or whatever. He apologized to Polisa for making her feel uncomfortable is the verbiage that he put in the motherfucking comments. She got on live with Cuban Delight. They was on live all day long. But all Cuban Delight seemed to want to talk about is the money that Closet Talk was getting. That's all she wanted to talk about. They did one live where Polisa told her story about the situation that happened with her and I Speak. She explained how I Speak apologized. T. Nathan was coming in there because there was people that was coming in there pointing the finger at Polisa saying, oh, did nothing happen. You wrong for this shit, blah, blah. T. Nathan popping up in there saying, oh, no, we not finna do this. She gonna be able to tell her story. She's the victim. At that time, she was the victim. At that time, she was a victim. Polisa was a victim then. Oh, they was in there supporting her when she wasn't pointing the finger at I Speak. They was supporting her then. Then she had another live with Cuban Delight where Cuban Delight had a motherfucking notebook this motherfucking thick. And she on there talking about how much money Mo was getting. She was on there talking about how much money that Mo was getting. All the money that Mo had collected all this time and why they wasn't getting the money and Mo wasn't doing the money the right way and all this kind of stuff. In my opinion, they manipulated Polisa in that very second. They manipulated her.